Hey up, I'm Alex, I'm the Knight of Digidestined, and on this episode of Show and Tell, it's time for... Decks out for Harambe. So yeah, in this episode I would like to show you my Vegie Deck. So here he is in his customised deck box. I had loads of the Japanese Vegiemon cards, so just sat in a shoebox, not doing anything. So I thought it was a worthy sacrifice to jazz up this box a bit. And yeah, I'm going to show you the deck profile, but then after that, I've got loads of other really cool stuff to show you as well. But the meat of this video is the Vegie Deck, so let's have a look. So first up, the sleeves. Look at them. I got sleeves to match the playmat. How sick is that? And my babies are in these very special DD UK sleeves that were given to me by Manic Ben. So before we begin, I'd just like to say that this is not a meta deck. It's a strong deck, it's a fun deck, and it's won one competition. It was a pretty casual competition, but it has a win. So yeah, it's kind of strong, but I don't know how it would fare up against all the meta crap, but I'm not really into that stuff anyway. So yeah, now while that's out of the way, the babies. So first up, we've got 1 and 2 Yokomon. So Yokomon's inherited effect, it directly relates to Digiburst, which is an effect your Digimon can use. It's kind of like a Digimon using a special attack. You trash a certain amount of cards underneath one of your Digimon to activate a certain effect. And Yokomon, when it's trashed due to Digiburst, gains plus 2k. Pretty cool. And the other 3, we've got 1, 2, 3 Pinamon. So Pinamon is really cool because this is a pretty aggressive deck, so when you attack an opponent's Digimon, you can draw 1 card, which is pretty handy. Also, my voice isn't 100% yet, but I got fed up of waiting to make a video, so you're just going to have to deal with a little bit of Phil Mitchell. Right, let's go into the level 3s or the rookies. So, first up, 1, 2, 3, 4 of my lucky Argomon. So Argomon's in this deck mostly because I love Argomon and he has to be in every deck that I own. It's a beautiful artwork, it's one of my favourite artworks in the entire game, and it's a pretty handy card to have because he's a 0 Digivolution cost, he's only 3 cost to play, and his inherited effect gives your Digimon plus 1000, which is pretty handy in the big stack. Next up, 1, 2, 3 Lalamon. So Lalamon's here mostly for her effect. She's not a Digimon I'm particularly crazy of, but I've grown to love her quirkiness over the years. But she's brilliant because when you trash her due to Digiburst, she goes to your hand instead of the trash, which is really, really cool to keep recycling those rookies. Next up, we've got 1 and 2 Cherrymon. Look at that alt art, that is beautiful. And Cherrymon's really handy because all turns it stops your opponent gaining memory from anything apart from Tamers, which is incredibly handy in countering some decks. So yeah, Cherrymon's got to be there. My voice is getting worse as I'm talking. Next up, 1 Promo Palmon. This is in here because it was gifted to me by DWO. Palmon's an ace Digimon and this is a really cool card. So when Palmon's trashed due to Digiburst, one of your Digimon gets jamming, which means it can't be deleted in battles against security Digimon, which is really, really handy. Next up, we've got 3 of this handsome young fellow, Goblimon. He's just in there because he's 2 cost to play and 0 to Digivolve, so he's great for just throwing down on the field for like Digisorption effects and stuff. And 1 and 2 of what is effectively the same card. It's the same play cost, same Digivolution cost, same DP, and it's there for the exact same reason. Okay, into the level 4s. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Carbuterimon. So this is in here. A, Carbuterimon is sick. B, the artwork is amazing. There he is in Beetle Island at the Beetle Gym, I think it's called. The gym you find in Beetle Land anyway, in Digimon World 1. A sick reference, but he's a 1 cost Digivolve blocker, which can save the game. So 4 blocker Carbuterimon. Next up, 1, 2, 3, 4 Weedmon. So Weedmon's here because he's a Vegiemon variant. His artwork again is sick. There he is in the monochrome shop again from Digimon World 1, but his inherited effect makes him worth his weight in gold in this deck. When he's trashed due to Digiburst, gain 1 memory. That is brilliant. Okay, so now it's time for a bit of controversy because we're into the Vegiemons. We've got 1, 2, 3 Vegiemon. So I know you're all going to say, how can you call it the Vegie Deck if there's only 3 Vegiemon and not 4? It's my deck, I call it what I want. There was 4 Vegiemon for a very long time, but when Weedmon came along, his effect and his relevance to the deck just made him a little bit more valuable. So We've cut the Vegiemon down to 3, but he's still an absolutely brilliant card. This is the card that inspired the entire deck back when I first started playing. Just that artwork alone is absolutely brilliant. You all know how much I adore Vegiemon, but it turns out he's actually a pretty good card anyway, because at 1 cost to Digivolve, 4 to play, and 6,000 DP, he's a pretty cheap and nasty option. So he's a brilliant dude. So Vegiemon is always going to be in this deck. These 3 Vegiemon have been in here since I first built this deck, back when I first started playing this game, which is absolutely awesome. The Vegie Deck, it all started with these bad boys. Into the level 5, so we've got 1, 2, 3 Mega Cherrymon. This is the Mega Cherrymon from the Giga Green starter deck, which makes him a pretty obtainable option, and he's an amazing card. So Mega Cherrymon, as you can see, is one of my favourite ultimate levels, and his effect is brutal. His inherited effect is when this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle and survives, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. So that won't activate any effects or anything, just straight up deletes a security card, which is brutal. Next up, we've got another Mega Cherrymon. So this is in here mostly because it's just a hella cool looking card. This is an alternate art from the classic collection, and it is beautiful. Next up is another iconic Digimon on this channel. It's Ned Flanders Cherrymon. Look at that Ned Flanders tash. It is a beauty. And also he's just a brilliant card. Again, really cheap to Digivolve to, and he's a blocker at 7k, which is a hell of a blocker. Next up, we've got 1 Blossomon. Blossomon's there because it is a mean looking plant, and it definitely fits into the Vegiemon theme, but also the Digisorption effect is a great way to kind of step up the Digivolution pace and get to your Bossmon quicker. Next up is Argomon. So warning, this is a restricted card. You're only allowed 1 of these per deck in the current Digimon card game official rules, and that's because he's got Digisorption, but the thing that makes him dangerous is his inherited effect. So when he's a level 6, when you attack, you can play a level 3 green Digimon for free, basically, which makes it a very dangerous card. And lastly, it wouldn't be the Vegie Deck without Terrapiamon. Look at that for a sick Digimon. This is a relatively new Digimon, and it's one that instantly became one of my favourites. It's a Leaf Dragon. It is freaking awesome. It's a good card. There are better options to have in the deck if you're trying to, like, make the best deck possible. But for what he is, he's still a pretty good card anyway. Like, you can play him for just 5, which is a good way to get a level 5 down there for nice and cheap. And when you Digivolve on top of him, when you attack, you can suspend the Digimon as well, which is pretty handy. But mostly he's here because he's sick. Now, into the Bossmons. We've got 1, 2 Hercules Cherrymon. Now again, this is from the Giga Green starter deck, just like Mega Cherrymon, and his effect directly links with Mega Cherrymon. So let me just show you. So let's say you've Digivolved onto Mega Cherrymon, and let's just imagine you've got a full stack underneath him as well. He has Piercing. So when he deletes a Digimon in battle and survives, he checks a security card, but then also Mega Cherrymon's effect trashes 1. So it is such an aggressive Digimon to have in the field, especially paired with his Digiburst, so Digiburst 2, which means you trash 2 Digivolution cards underneath it to get the effect, which is to suspend a Digimon. So if you've Digivolved from Baby all the way up to this, you could potentially clear the board by Digibursting, attacking, piercing. He's brutal. He's a very dangerous dude, and it's amazing that he was in the starter deck. Next Bossmon, Nidhoggmon. Look at that weapon of a Digimon. He is so cool. I don't know if he appeared in anything else, but when he appeared in the Digimon Adventure reboot, I fell in love instantly. Such an evil looking thing. It is a pure monster. It is brutal, and his effect is brilliant. So it's hard to activate because you need a full stack underneath him because it's Digiburst 4, and it only activates when he Digivolves. But if you can time it right, this guy can clear the board because he suspends everything with 5k or less, and then everything that's suspended goes to the bottom of the owner's deck. Now this is brilliant because let's say your opponent has left their Bossmon that's on like 13k or whatever suspended. That means even that is going to go to the bottom because it's suspended. So the Digimon doesn't have to be suspended by the effect, it just has to be suspended. I'm really sorry about my voice. It's driving me mental. I've been battling this for nearly 4 weeks now, which is stupid. Next Bossmon, it's Mega Gargomon. So Mega Gargomon's here, it's a Tamers reference, it links to the Cherrymon in the rookie levels, and it's got some cool effects once again. So when he digivolves, he suspends a Digimon, and then that Digimon won't unsuspend in the unsuspend phase. So you can kind of potentially stop a Digimon attacking, but also gear it up to get killed by our big angry Hercules Cherrymon. But also when your opponent has a suspended Digimon, Mega Gargomon gets security attack +1, which is pretty cool because again, against this deck, chances are you're going to have something suspended on your opponent's side of the field, so pretty cool. Next Bossmon, it's Argomon. He's a really cool dude. He's from the latest release at the time of filming this, obviously. He's from BT7. So when he digivolves, he suspends an opponent's Digimon, and then you gain a memory for each of your opponent's suspended Digimon. But the cool thing about this geezer is all turns, your opponent must trash a card in their hand to unsuspend their Digimon, which is amazing. Obviously, might not be so good against purple that wants stuff in your trash, but pretty much any other deck is going to really hate that. So he's a cool dude to have. Next up, level 7s, we've got 1 and 2 Chaosmon. So Chaosmon has piercing, and his digivolving effect is basically Blitz before Blitz was a thing. The only difference is he can attack unsuspended Digimon as well. So this guy is a brutal dude. Okay, into the Tamers, we've got 1 and 2 Mimi. Mimi is worth her weight in gold in this deck. She's brilliant. So first and foremost, she will set your memory to 3, which is brilliant because pretty much everything in this deck is cheap to digivolve. So with 3 memory, you've got quite a lot of options available to you. But her best thing is if you've got a level 5 or higher green Digimon in play, you can suspend Mimi to have another breeding phase. I call it the raising phase because Digimon don't breed. You raise Digimon, you don't breed them. But yeah, to have another raising phase or breeding phase. So that can win the game for you and has done for me so many times because it can bring, you can either hatch another egg if there's an empty space, or you can move a Digimon from your breeding area into your main area, and that Digimon has digivolved, so it was already in play, so it's not on play, so it can still attack, and that has won games for me. And into the option cards, we've got the green memory boost. Look at that alt art, that is beautiful. We've got Tanamon and Motimon chowing down on a salad. Brilliant, absolutely beautiful. And so it works just the same as your regular memory boost. When you play it, you reveal top 4, add 1 green Digimon, and then in your next main phase or any main phase to come, you can trash it to gain 2 memory. Then we've got 1, 2 needle spray, pay 2, suspend a Digimon. Then we've got 1 flower cannon, same as needle spray, suspend a Digimon, but this is an alt art flower cannon, so it's staying in the deck because it's beautiful. And lastly, another restricted card. It's hidden potential discovered, so this is restricted. You're only allowed 1 of these in the official card game rules. So this is brilliant because it gives Digisorption to pretty much anything really. So you pay 0 and then you suspend one of your other Digimon to reduce your next Digivolution cost by 5. So this is awesome because you queue this up. So let's say you're ready to Digivolve into Nidhoggmon and clear the board. Play this guy for 2, then use the hidden potential discovered, suspend him, and then you Digivolve to Nidhoggmon for free. So yeah, this paired up with your 2-cost rookies is absolutely insane. And yeah, that's the deck profile. I'll edit in like a sweeping shot and a picture of the deck profile so you can pause it and save it and do whatever you want to do with it. But that's the Vegie Deck, and that's my main deck, the deck that I've used since the beginning. I've just been upgrading it every set as new cards come out, as new Digimon are released and stuff. I've just been like, this is working the Vegie Deck, this is working the Vegie Deck, and I've just made it like that. So this hasn't followed any lists or anything like that. This is purely built from passion and from experience battling other decks. It's kind of like, there's a lot of things it can do, it has a lot of potential, and when it works damn well, but it doesn't always work. It's the thing. And it was really cool because this deck won the 1-year anniversary store tournament, which was amazing because it just felt kind of right that the deck that I've been using since the beginning and upgrading since the beginning is the one that I finally got my first ever tournament win on. The tournament itself was kind of casual because my game store, they advertised to play the decks you like the most, not your strongest deck. Just play the deck that you like the most, that you love the most, to celebrate 1 year of the card game. So to encourage people to do that, everyone got the participation prize, but then the winner prizes were just a random draw at the end of the tournament. So anyone had a chance to get the winning card. So winning the tournament wouldn't guarantee you the winning cards, to stop people just playing whatever the meta deck's raving about at the minute, which I thought was really cool. So yeah, the Vegie Deck. Right, I've got other stuff to show you. So there is currently kind of like a store promotion at participating stores where if you buy a booster box, you get a cool storage box and a Son of Rizomon promo card. I'd already bought quite a few boxes of BT7, so I didn't really want to buy another full box. So me and my imaginary friend Sam went halves on a box so that I could get the storage box and Sam could get the promo Son of Rizomon. I've already got that card, so I don't really need it, and I don't use it in any decks, so it's just there in my collection, so I didn't need it. But this storage box, I needed it. So, yes, I basically spent 40 quid on a box, but it's beautiful. These are to advertise the upcoming starter decks, I believe. Mastermon, Imperial Dramon. Pretty cool. Let's build it. Do you want to build a deck box? Damn it! Look how cool that is. There we got Mastermon charging up whatever her special attack is. Then on this side we've got Digimon Dragon Mode looking sick. On the front, Digimon card game. And on the top, the dudes. Look at that. Well worth it. This is cool because it fits 2 sort of standard deck boxes in it. So it's really handy if you're like going to a tournament or something. You don't want to take all your decks. You can just chuck a couple in this cool box and turn up in style. Buzzing! Next up at my local game store, again, I found the latest set of card sleeves and I bought Alphamon, ready to build an X-Antibody deck. I've got a load of Alphamon and stuff. I've got all the Doramon stuff that I need. I just need to actually sit down and build it. And Beelzemon and Gallantmon because Tamers. I'm also wanting to build like a Gallantmon thing as well to just tribute my boy Guilmon. So these will be ideal for that as well. So yeah, pretty cool. Official sleeves. Next up, speaking of Tamers, here's a little treasure I won on eBay for a few quid. It's Calamon. Calamon action figure. Press this thing on the back. He wiggles his ears. How cute is that? And would work perfectly as a memory counter. 1, 2, 3. Now, next up is something I've been dying to show off and dying to root through, but I've been waiting for a video opportunity to kind of show it. So I did a trade with Dan, your resident Digimon fan, a great channel on YouTube, really knowledgeable about all the card game stuff, especially the original card game stuff, the animated series cards, the digital battle cards. He's really clued up on that stuff. Anyway, he wandered into the DDUK server looking for trades to try and complete his Digibattle card collection, and yeah, I've got a load of spares and we had a trade, and he went crazy on his half, so we kind of agreed a trade, and he sent me tons and tons and tons more than we'd agreed. So, Dan, you the man. So let's just go through them. We've got, so Marine Angemon, look at that shiny text, that's cool, and it's first edition, which is exciting. Next up, we got Piedmon, full shiny, first edition, pretty sick. Big chicken, big chicken. We've got Kokatorimon, we've got Waymon, Sukamon, Gazimon, Elecmon, Numamon, Mamemon, Dark Tyrannomon. So this is like from the Series 2 stuff, which I've struggled to find. I had loads of Series 1, he had loads of Series 2, so we kind of, you know, filled out each other's collections, which is really cool. I've still got quite a few ways to go, but I think he's very close to completing it now. Veedramon, really sick. I remember, this is a cool card, this brings back a good memory. So I remember having this card back when I was a kid, and I got this before I'd seen, or before it released, Digimon Adventure Season 2. So when Veemon showed up in Season 2, I was like, he's going to Digivolve to Veedramon, that's going to be sick. And it was ex-Veemon, and all the way through Season 2, I was waiting for Veedramon and Aero Veedramon to appear, but they never did. And yeah, in later life, I turned out it's because Veedramon and Aero Veedramon are from V-Tamer, not Digimon Season 2. But yeah, I just remember being really excited, being a know-it-all, like, oh, I know who Veemon's going to Digivolve to. But no, I was wrong. But really cool card. Togemon! Kiwimon, that is so cool. Woodmon, Garudamon, Blossommon. Don't you think that art looks kind of like that meme? Do you think it looks like that? Cherrymon, tribute to Rage89. Garbagemon, such a cool guy. Look at him. He's in a bin. Phoenixmon. Griffinmon, one of my favourite megas. Then we've got some options. We've got the Digivice Green, Crest Tag, Flood, Waterproof, some kind of Japanese animated series card. Really cool. And that's not all. He also sent a bunch of the animated series cards. So let's go through these. We've got Bond of Friendship. Very, very excited about that Digimon stamp. I don't know what that means, but all I know is it looks really damn cool and gets me very excited. Genai, before he randomly turns into a younger man. I think they just probably got tired of that design and was like, no, let's make him a cool samurai dude instead. I like the old Genai. Kari looking adorable. Devimon. Tyrannomon. These are cool as well because they have little write-ups on the back. The massive Tyrannomon came into town and destroyed it with his Blaze Blast. This same type of Tyrannomon Digimon has appeared before to battle Piximon. Vegiemon, there he is, looking sick with that glorious stamp. Let's have a look, what does it say about our boy? He is the manager of the restaurant run by Digitamamon, who works Joe and the kids very hard. He is brutal, shabby, and used to be a member of the Devimon Corps. He's just trying to run a restaurant. It's a stressful job. Yokomon, he looks like he's just told a bad joke. Flymon, Gatomon. I know Rian is going to love this, but no, you're not having it. Let's read that one for you, Rian. Oh, that's brilliant. It's brilliant. So it's a typo once again. He used to be the partner Digimon of Kari in training mode, but has been controlled by Myotismon since being separated from Kari. But meeting Kari again triggered his memory and he decides to guard Kari once again. Pretty sure Gatomon's not a he. You know, given the whole Argomon thing and the fact that it's voiced by a lady. Whatever. Nanimon, Davidramon, Dokugomon, Gesomon, Wizardmon, Datamon, Myotismon. That's sick. I've not seen quite a few of these. So again, this is probably loads of Series 2 stuff that I just haven't managed to find very much. Vademon, Roger the Alien. We've got Garudamon, Mammothmon, Skullmeromon, Lilymon, Phantomon, Zudamon, Mega Seedramon, MetalGreymon versus Etamon. Oh, cool! Wegarumon versus Digitamamon, Mega Carboteramon versus Vademon, Garudamon versus Myotismon, MetalGreymon versus Davidramons. What about Gatomon? She's fighting her heart out as well. Just overshadowed by MetalGreymon. Soz Rian. Garudamon versus Mammothmon. Zudamon versus Mega Seedramon. That is awesome. That would make a sick tattoo. Wegarumon versus Myotismon. Now it's time for Pack of the Day. Let's do an EX1 Classic Collection Booster Pack. I've got tons of the base set cards, but I'm really, really thirsty for the alt arts in this set. So let's power through them. We've got Megadramon, Elecmon, Andromon, Togemon, Ikakumon, Devimon, Cherrymon, Boltmon, Gatomon, Phoenixmon, MetalGreymon. Oh, sick! Sick! Holy crap, that is awesome! Oh man, I am buzzing. That is amazing. Oh, what a pack. 2 MetalGreymon, and MetalGreymon. Oh, that is sick. Oh man. Man, look at this. Oh, what a beauty. That's phenomenal. This was Digidestiny because I've actually got MetalGreymon on my original version 1 now. Look at all that MetalGreymon goodness. Grrr, what a sick pull from one pack. Oh man. Okay, so look, here are my EX1 alt arts. Got Greymon and Wargreymon. But now we can make way for MetalGreymon. Look at that. That is amazing. Greymon, MetalGreymon, Wargreymon. So yeah, went off on a bit of a tangent there, but there he is. Alt art MetalGreymon. Right, This video was supposed to be about 5 minutes, and I reckon we're probably on the half-hour mark, so I reckon that's enough. I've been filming for 54 minutes. My voice is knackered. I'm really sorry if it's been bugging you, but if you made it to this point in the video, thank you very much. If you've made it to this point in the video, in your comment, if you choose to comment, say, my name is MetalVegiemon and I'm cool AF. Okay? Cool. Right, thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay ace, keep rocking. Peace.